And at least 1 in 12 high school students have experienced physical or sexual dating violence. That is according to the Centers for Disease Control. A local woman is raising awareness about teen dating violence more than 20 years after a serious accident involving her at-the-time partner. 13 Wham's Stephanie Joseph spoke with her at an annual fundraising event. Stephanie, what happened?
Well, Sam, Kimberly Hill nearly lost her ability to walk when she crashed in 2001. All of this after her high school boyfriend chased after her in a car following an argument. She hosted a fundraiser today to share her story and continue educating people about teen dating violence. 22 years ago Saturday was the night that changed Kimberly Hill's life forever. And it all started at a high school get-together with her then boyfriend.
We were at that party and eventually he didn't want to be there, so we went back to his house and got into an argument.
Hill says she left the house and that's when she noticed her boyfriend following her.
I just kept driving. I felt if I had stopped my car that night that I probably wouldn't have made it. So eventually we were going faster and faster and I lost control of my car and ended up around the tree, uprooted it in half.
It took Henrietta firefighters 3.5 hours to extract her from the car. Jim Green was one of the heroes on hand that night, fighting to get Hill to safety.
We went through the floor of the car, which can be done. It's a little bit difficult, especially when you don't know where their legs are, because you don't want to injure the patient by cutting them more. So we just methodically went bit by bit until we found one leg, and then we identified what leg that was, and then we cut in the area of the other one so we could free her legs, and then she came right out.
Hill had serious injuries, including a shattered right leg, ankle, and fibula, as well as bleeding from her femoral artery, shutting off the blood supply to her leg. Sunday's fundraiser allowed her to express gratitude to those who saved her and assisted in recovery. Now a mother of 2, Hill remains steadfast in her mission to spread awareness about teen dating violence.
It's kind of was a scary thing knowing I was going to have a daughter. I think it kind of raised some trauma that I wanted to make sure I wasn't projecting my trauma on her, and that we taught her her self-esteem and her confidence, and that we were going to do that, from the beginning. It's something that I really advocate.
This was the 4th fundraiser Kimberly Hill hosted to commemorate the accident. The money raised at this event will go to the Willow Domestic Violence Center and the Henrietta Fire District. Sam?
Rochester Mayor Malik Evans responding today to recent uptick in violence and announcing how the city plans on improving safety within problematic city streets. 13 Wham's Stephanie Joseph was there as the mayor and the police chief met on Jefferson Avenue today following that shooting that happened there last night. Stephanie, what did they have to say?
Well, Sam, Mayor Evans called Jefferson Avenue a, quote, epicenter of violence today. Police are bolstering their presence there and on surrounding streets as part of an anti-violence detail. Rochester Mayor Malik Evans and law enforcement focusing resources on the Jefferson Avenue area after recent gun violence. The latest incident resulting in the death of a 15-year-old.
We're going to use our emergency order to deal with the streets, particularly Bartlett, Flint, Frost Avenue, all these streets. There have been people who have felt as though they have been lived-in hostages, and they've been asking us to come out here.
Also on hand today, Rochester Police Chief David Smith says a special detail was scheduled to be on Jefferson Avenue Friday night, but he says right now RPD is stretched too thin.
This has been one of our street segments or target areas for the anti-violence detail, but you have to remember we don't have the staffing to run those things 24 hours. So last night there was an anti-violence detail scheduled to start here at 7. Unfortunately, we had our first event shortly before that. And then we had another event and another. So by the time the anti-violence detail was here, they got sucked into helping out with those serious incidents.
Staffing at RPD has been a persistent issue. 13 Wham spoke to Chief Smith earlier this week, and he detailed just how shorthanded the department is right now.
So we are down 81 true vacancies. And then as of today, I have 72 officers who are not reporting for duty, either due to on-duty injuries, illnesses, so on.
A 17-year-old was arrested Friday in connection to a February murder of a 35-year-old man. The mayor says that man's death could have been avoided had the teen been reached sooner.
If you look at the gentleman that was arrested for murder today, he was charged with I believe might have been criminal possession of a weapon or another charge prior to that. Imagine if we would have intervened there. We may have been able to save a life. So I want you to understand that the judiciary plays a major role in this.
There have been multiple gun-related homicides on or near Jefferson Avenue. Police Chief Smith says a command post will be there this week. He also says RPD will work overtime as well as with state and local partners to staff the post.